Hi, this is Roger Frick with the Indiana Association of United Ways. We'd like to talk to you about the opportunity to think about volunteers in a special way. Whenever we start any project with United Way, we're always concerned with how can we find the leadership we need? Where can we find a volunteer who will shepherd this effort? And so one of the things I'd like for you to think about are how do we create champions, not chairs, looking at those volunteers who make a difference in our community. What we have here is a list of some attributes that have been gathered by some United Way leaders, looking around at what drew them to United Way and how they responded, as well as the others that they have worked with. And so I'd like to list for you some things that help make those champions. The first is a genuine interest in the project. Clearly they're drawn to leadership, but the project connects with something they believe in. It aligns with some of their personal beliefs. And so it's something they enjoy doing, that they're drawn. They may understand it's a lot of work, but they understand the benefit and the value, and it connects with them personally. They like to break new ground. Champions like idealistic goals. They may set outrageously big goals based on some of that idealism I referred to of the way they connect. But that's important to them, that there's an opportunity to do something big and important in their community. That's why it's worth their time and effort. They also are willing to grow the project beyond its original scope. And so as ideas and opportunities materialize, their commitment is so high, they're willing to say, yeah, we could do that too. We can add that. It's a reflection of some enthusiasm, that the work is genuine, it has meaning to them. And so in that same way, they're willing to act on their own initiative. And so when things come up, they're willing to just on their own thinking, this makes sense, we ought to include this, let's expand a little bit, or let's pursue this opportunity. For these champions, service to community is a part of who they are. And United Way is just a vehicle, a way for them to participate in the work of doing good things in their community. And so we need to think and pay attention that community service is important, and to make sure we're supporting them in ways that makes that community service productive and efficient. They're often more than willing to give more time than we'd ever think about asking for. Because as they commit to the project and they see the progress and they see their opportunities, they're willing to say, this is worth more time. This is worth one more meeting. This is worth a night away from home, because they're willing to sacrifice for the value and the results of the work that they're doing. Excellence is almost table stakes. If we're not going to invite champions to do good work, to engage in an extraordinarily fine approach to community, they're going to be hesitant. And so the notion of doing things really well and having a really fine product is just a basic expectation. Credit, on the other hand, is not important. They don't really care about having their name. It's those of us who do the organizational work who want to tout their name, to give it integrity, to give it validity, to draw other people. But to them personally, that kind of personal credit and recognition is probably not an important part of what makes them a champion. They're great at partners. They're conscientious, they do what they say they'll do. They'll probably connect with staff very well because they recognize that staff support and do a lot of the nitty-gritty work that get things done. And so they're great partners to work with. They're generally aware and cognizant of the legacy of the work, and understanding that the work of United Way and how we work in the community has lasting effect, and that's appealing to them. In some cases where the vehicle exists, they may even make a financial gift toward the legacy of the work to see that it continues. They enjoy the opportunities to model. And so where they see the work that we're doing that others may copy the way we go about that work, or they see that there's the opportunity for their work to be modeled through across the state or even regionally, that generally has appeal. That contributes to that legacy I mentioned earlier, that the opportunity to model to others is beneficial to those folks. And the final element in this list is they want to make it last. They want to contribute in a way that has a legacy. They want to contribute in a way that can have effect and be observed beyond their time of being involved, and so that it has lasting effects to ensure success. These are a few attributes of those folks who would be champions, more than chairs of United Way. And so when we're thinking about recruiting leaders, I encourage you to think through these items we've talked about and how it influences who you might recruit, how it influences how you might support or engage those volunteers who would be champions more than chairs. Thanks. Always, we have more information at iauw.org. Roger, over and out.